hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my friend Elijah, and today we're going to be talking about how to start a YouTube channel and also some just general camera tips for like photography and videography. So, my friend Elijah here, he's had his channel going on for how long? A couple months now, right?
It's been like 9 months, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, you started out in like July or something.
Yeah, I think so.
So, what would be the one tip that you would give people when they're starting their channel?
The one thing I try and tell people if they're trying to figure stuff out, don't worry about it being too formal, because if it's too formal, it could end up being boring. So be casual with it, try and be like expressive and try and be happy. Don't be super boring and like mumbly, and try and make your videos more or less exciting or learn something new in it.
And also, speak louder than you think you need to.
Yes, because if you speak quietly, then nobody really knows what you're saying. It sounds like you're mumbling. Unless you're trying to make something awkward, which you should totally do.
Everybody has that.
You gotta make it really awkward by talking really quiet.
So, well, first off, to make a YouTube channel, you're obviously going to need a couple things. You're going to need a computer to edit stuff on. You're going to need a camera. And you're going to need some ideas. So, for example, with this channel, I'm going to try to do a little gaming, just have fun with it. It's my first channel, so, why the heck not?
Yeah, do whatever. I would also say that when you make a channel, don't limit your creativity. And what I mean by that is don't call it a gaming channel, or don't call it, just one subject of a channel. You can have a general theme, but be willing to try different things and do different things, and don't just be stuck on one subject.
And your channel kind of reflects that too.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. Like I try and do as many different things as possible.
Because you have gaming, and then you got your blog that you do. And actually, we can have a link to the channel right here.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, cameras, right? You're obviously gonna need a camera. So it could be anything. It could be a camera like this. Which is
you can use anything. You can use your phone as a camera, and really just use whatever you have. And obviously that's reflected also on like my old channels where I just used whatever the crap I could find. I used my tablet once.
Don't use your tablet.
Use whatever you have. If you only have a tablet, you don't have a phone.
Well, if you only have a tablet, then that's the thing. If you have a choice between a phone and a tablet, I use a phone.
You don't want to be this person, but I mean, if it's the only thing you got, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm taking a selfie.
Not really.
Rest in peace.
Alright, but, so if you have a camera like this, right, like this, which I'm actually kind of using something like this. Yeah, so this camera, this is my camera right here. This is the Canon Rebel T5i. I'd highly recommend it. It's a great camera.
Has the flip out screen.
Yep, there we go.
That's lit!
He doesn't have it.
I don't have a flip out screen. There you go.
But yeah, make sure you know how to use it. Okay? Alright? I'm gonna tell you this once. Make sure you know how to use it. Because if you don't know how to use it, it's gonna be reflected in the quality of your video.
Which I found out the hard way.
Yeah. So, if you need to, read the owner's manual, okay? It sounds stressful and stuff, but just read it.
It's not shameful.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
Something else you should know too is that don't be concerned about manual mode, alright? There's a lot of technical stuff, and if you're just gonna go into that, most of the time, you're just gonna end up messing things up even more. So,
that's what I'm doing right now, trying to fix the focus.
Yeah. Don't worry about the specs, alright? Just keep it simple. Go to automatic if you have to.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. Just don't do autofocus. That's the only automatic thing I wouldn't do. Because one of the videos I just did with him, we were doing a react to one of his older videos, and the only thing you really notice about it is that it has autofocus.
And I swear it's like 20 times. Like during, maybe even more. It just kept going like over and over again. I was like,
so manually focus it. Shouldn't be that hard. With the camera, all you really have to do is tap, and it should focus on that. Hopefully.
If you have a touchscreen.
Yeah, if you have a touchscreen.
If you don't, you spin the little ring, or you click the little half
little
button.
ring right here. So what's at the end?
Read your manual.
Read it. Now, so for cameras, if you want, say you just have a phone, you want something better, go for this. If you're going for video, go for this. Something like this. You could go something like this, but you got a couple things with this that makes it a problem. One, mic quality is going to be absolutely terrible.
Yeah, well, on this camera specifically.
Yeah.
But I would say the majority of the time, the problem with smaller ones too is if you're wanting to get the same quality video with a smaller one, it's gonna cost more money.
It is.
It's gonna cost a lot more money. Like if you want to get the video quality that this camera's putting out on something like this size,
it's gonna be tough.
That's a lot of money.
And it's gonna take a lot in post-processing too, which is actually we should talk about that right now. So, I use iMovie. iMovie's the best.
Yes.
Uses it too.
Yeah.
But if you're on Windows, find something that works.
Davinci Resolve?
Yeah, actually, Davinci Resolve. If you have a powerful enough computer, you can use Davinci Resolve. I'll have a link to that to the website in the description. There's a free version, and then there's one that's not so free. It's $1,000. Free, $1,000. Little price difference.
I mean, they're basic. Well, they're not basically the same, but for most editing
for what you're
purposes,
getting for free, it's good. It's really good. I also have specs required for that bottom too. So make sure you check your computer to make sure you can actually run it first, because it does require a fair bit amount.
But basically, if you can find anything, even if you last resort is Movie Maker, but if you can find something other than Movie Maker, go for it. Yeah. That's basically it.
Also, make sure you have storage options too, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're recording on like some 4 GB SD card,
you're gonna run out real fast.
Yeah, you're gonna run out real fast. So make sure you think about that too. If you have a phone, you should be fine, because most phones come with like a reasonable amount of storage.
Right, and then they, especially with stuff,
you can send
super
it to
useful.
cloud.
Google Photos. If you have if you don't know what Google Photos is, you should check it out. It's free for Android and iOS. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
But it's really great, and it lets you back up photos and videos to the cloud, which means you can keep all your stuff there without having to worry about taking up storage on your phone.
Yeah, as long as you have a Gmail account. If you have a Gmail account, you have Google Photos.
And then the other thing that I think you should mention is like, if you don't have a computer, because a sizable amount of people only just have a phone or a tablet. And if you want to make YouTube videos, still totally possible.
And actually, something that's interesting, if you have an iPhone or iPad, you can, there's an iMovie on it, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can have, it's not as powerful necessarily, but you still get a lot of the core features that you have in the desktop version.
Which is really, really
on
nice.
a mobile device. So you could...
For free.
Right, for free, and you could run a YouTube channel directly off of your phone, and that's all you need to do it.
Yeah, basically.
If you have Android, find something else.
Next thing I guess we should probably talk about is lighting, because pretty much the most important thing about making video is the lighting.
You can have a crappy camera, but if you have good lighting, it'll still look okay. It'll look better than it would with bad lighting.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So, a good thing to note is that if you're shooting outdoors, shoot on an overcast day or when like the sun's being covered by a cloud, because you're gonna get a softer light, so it's gonna fill in the shadows and it's gonna look more even. If you're outside on like a sunny day, it's gonna look bright and it's gonna look harsh.
Yeah, so if you want to make softer stuff, definitely do it on a cloudier day. And then if you are, like, if you're not gonna like to go out there and buy expensive lights for inside, just film when it's earlier in the morning. Like right now it's 11 and the light is coming directly through this window, and it tends to make a pretty good scene as far as lighting goes, for free.
Yeah, it is a bit uneven because you got like light coming in, but for the most part,
for free.
Yeah, for free. And actually, if like the sun's kind of harsh, you can, if you take like a white piece of cloth and put it over the window, that usually works too. Now, like as for just like general camera tips in general, What do you think about that?
I would say like you're saying as for focus and stuff, if you're sitting down and you're doing a video like this where or you're doing like a gaming video or something, if you have a DSLR, definitely put on manual focus.
And definitely look into like different lenses too, because
That's
the kit lens, which I'm actually kind of using right now, because
it zooms.
it zooms. It's not the best quality. I mean, it is good for what you have, but definitely look into options. If you have the money, there's some great lenses out there that are really cheap. If you have a Canon, there's a lens that I highly recommend. It's only like $125. Put the link to that in the description. It is an amazing lens for what it is, especially for photographs too. Yeah, this is it right here. Super small, super compact. For the price, it's definitely worth the price.
I think it's getting either a 50mm or a 30mm lens is really the most noticeable difference, and it's really the biggest bang for your buck, I would say, when you're wanting to get a different feel and wanting to experiment with stuff and just kind of try out different feels for videos. I would say that the 50 and the 35 are some of your best bets.
And something that's interesting to note too, we should probably talk about aperture a little bit.
Little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Alright, so for those of you who don't know what aperture is, it's basically an opening in the lens that changes shape. So the bigger the number, the smaller the hole. It's weird. But, you know, photographers are so good at numbers. Not really. But, so, what I love about this lens is a super big aperture, so it lets in more light, so you won't get noise, which is something that nobody wants in the videos because it looks ugly and it detracts from it. So look for that. It's usually like an F and then a slash with the number, so it'd be, so right now, my lens is 3.5 to 5.6. So this is something interesting to note with the kit lens. To make it cheap, what they did is that when it's super wide, the aperture is bigger, but when you zoom in, it gets smaller. So if you zoom in more, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit of quality right there.
Right.
And this is especially important for like darker situations. So right now, it's not too much of a worry because it's bright, it's sunny out. But if you're shooting at night or if you're shooting with just indoor lighting, that's something you should definitely consider.
Now, one kind of hack, I guess you could say, is if you've seen in like professional videos where people will have a very focused foreground and then a blurred out background, most of the time you're gonna want a separate lens that is really meant for that. But if you're just stuck with the kit lens that comes with your camera, what I do is you sacrifice a little bit of quality, but if you zoom in all the way and you get your subject as close as you can, it'll be in focus and your background will be very blurred.
And that actually has to do with the aperture too. So the bigger the aperture, more
of the separation.
And that's also something you should notice too, because there's like a distance where you're going to be in focus. So if you have a bigger aperture, you're gonna have to stay in pretty much. You're just gonna have to stay pretty still, because if you move back, you're gonna be out of focus.
You're gonna be right out of focus.
Yeah.
But if you do it right, it definitely looks very nice.
Yes.
If you can nail it.
If you have good lighting, good focus, and good editing, I think that pretty much makes a good video. That's our video. That's weird.
No, just be like, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Hopefully I'll have one out soon.
Say see you later. Just point and be like. No, you have to
See
be like.
you later.
No, you have to be like. See you later. Be like,
See ya later.